Hi. At Chatbase, we just released one of our biggest features yet. It's called Widgets. It basically enables you to build your own custom, immersive, and interactive user experience within the chatbot. This means the user can add items to a cart, or report an issue, or fill out a form, or do anything you want without ever leaving the chatbot. Let's see how this works. I'll first show the end result, and then work backwards to show how we can build something like this. Okay, so here we have my beautiful little coffee shop. I sell coffee machines, I sell grinders, I sell coffee beans, and I have a beautiful little AI agent down in the bottom right here. So I'll go ahead and ask, um, what are good coffee machines for me? It's asking about my budget. I'll say 200 to $400. Okay, it's asking me about the size. I'd say small. Okay, finally, it's asking me how experienced I am with uh, making coffee. I'd say I'm a beginner. Okay, it recommended this machine, and it says it's a perfect match for me because it's the size I want, it's within the budget, and it's for beginners. And then it has this beautiful little card, or not very little, but a beautiful card here with the product image, a description, and why it's a good fit for me, right? Because it's a starter machine, small space, and within my budget. And then the best part of all, I can add to cart straight from here. So if I click add to cart, it's been added to my cart, and I can see it updated my cart, right? So this is just one of many examples of what you can use widgets for. Now I'll walk you through how we can build this together. So I'm here in the playground, which is what you see when you first create a chatbot. And this is just a basic chatbot trained on a few of these machines. So if I ask, what machines do you have? Okay, you see here it lists them and their prices. So that's a good starting point. I'll go over to actions and custom actions and start customizing. I'll call this Rex for recommendations. And then for the instructions, I basically want to tell the AI to uh, trigger this when the user asks about coffee machine recommendations. We first want to know the budget, then the size, and then finally how advanced or how much of a beginner they are with making their own coffee. So we don't want to recommend something advanced, for example, for a beginner or vice versa. So these are the instructions I have ready. Very simple instructions. And then here I have a few things just to help with the widgets, which is telling it how to what to use for the ID and also for the images. And I'll hit save and continue. For action type here, we want show widget because we don't need an API here because the data is coming from our data sources, not from an external API. Hit save and continue. And then the best part, add widget. So this is where the magic happens. We have a gallery, and these have, existing templates you can start off with, like, like a product page, get cart, maybe like a hotel booking. But in this case, we'll create our own. So create widget. Okay, here we have four tabs. The first is the AI builder, which is where you'll probably spend most of your time because you probably don't want to get your hands dirty with all the code. And then the second tab is the code, where you have the UI components, which you build. So basically, widgets are custom UI with set components such as cards, columns, rows, text, title, image, button, all that good stuff. And you basically write it like you would, React or Vue or any other JSX framework. And you have a schema, right, to define what kind of data it will be displaying. And then we have functions, which are useful for when you have buttons. So when you click on a button, what do you want it to do? Do you want it to dismiss the widget? Do you want it to call an API? Do you want it to call a client-side code function? Do you want it to send a message in the chat for the AI to follow up on? And then finally, we have states. This is very useful for multi-state widgets where you might have multiple steps. So for example, A multi-step checkout would be where you would maybe display recommendations for the user, and then after they add some of them to cart and they press next, you would maybe show them promo codes that they can apply before like doing the final checkout step. So those are just a few examples. I'll use the AI builder here and say I want a product card. First, show the image, then the title, then a short description. Under that, a section explaining why this product is a perfect fit for the user. Finally, show an add to cart button with the price. This is a coffee shop, so we want a brown gradient, and buttons should be brown. We should also maybe help it with the schema, so we can say like product has ID, title, description, reason, and image. Sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. So this is not hyper specific, but it's specific enough where it will give us something that, we're probably going to be satisfied with. Let's see what it creates. Okay, that actually looks very good. I just want to make sure the image fits in the height. So I want to say fit the image height because we don't want the product image to be cut off. Okay, that's good. And maybe one final thing is that we want an icon. So add an icon to the button. So you're essentially like vibe coding your widget in this case. Obviously, I can go here and check the UI it built, right, using our set code. I can edit this myself. I can, modify whatever I want. I can add components, but I'm satisfied with this. We can see here the button has a action, a function name called add to cart. If we head over to functions, we see it added a function called add to cart. But all it does now is just dismisses, right? So let's just test this out and see what it looks like for now, and then we'll handle the add to cart part. Okay, so we can hit create, so we can save. We can go back here to the action, and then we just want to sync the inputs. So basically telling the AI agent that all the inputs that it gets from the chat or from the context should be synced with the widget input. So the ID, the image, the price, the title, all that good stuff should be supplied using the agent. Because we're not, as I said, we're not getting this data from an API or something like that. Okay, we want to enable this. Okay, that looks good. Let me check the actions. Okay, it's over here. Let's test this out. I'll open the UI here. I will start a new chat. I'll ask it to help me choose a coffee machine. Okay, looks like it's working well. What's my budget? I'll say 200 to 300. The size, I'd say small. I'll say I'm a beginner. Okay, that looks like a good recommendation within my budget. And yeah, that looks perfect. I can add to cart. Obviously, add to cart right now will just dismiss, so close the widget. We want it to actually do something. So how we do this is, well, we'll have to write a bit of code. I'll head over here first to the widget. Under widgets, edit. Here we have the function, right? So instead of dismiss, we wanted to call client-side code. So I'll select client function. For the inputs, I want to pass on the product ID, right? So ID will be the product ID. Okay. I'll hit save. So now it will pass on the ID of the product it recommended to me, so I know which product to add to my cart. Okay, and then now I'll open my code. Here I just have a very basic listener. What the client side function does is that it sends a message, and I have to listen on that message. And within that message, I'll have the arguments, I'll have the type. So as you can see here, I'm listening on the data type. Uh, I'm just checking that it's a widget action call, and then I get the ID from the arguments, and then I get the product. So just to make this a bit more visible, I can log the event here. Maybe add a prefix to make it easier to find. Event found. Okay, let's head over here and check our console. We want to clear this. Uh, let's filter for event. And let's try that again. Help me choose a coffee machine. 200 to 500, small beginner, just to save time. Okay, let's see what happens when I add to cart. Okay, it worked. I added to cart, and you can see here event found, right? You can see here the data, which is what we care about. You have the args, so it sent the ID as part of the arguments, and then the function name, and then the type widget action call. So it's really that simple. And as you can see, it's been added to cart. It showed a little toast here. And it's really that simple. Obviously, I can do more things. I can dismiss it when I'm done. I can send a message so it can follow up after it's been added. I can do many things. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And the possibilities are really endless with these widgets. We've already had customers using them live, pretty big customers too. So yeah, they've had very good feedback, and they already built like interesting cards for displaying speakers at events, or product cards with suggestions, kind of like what I showed here, or promo codes for checkout, which helps with upselling. Those are just, a few of many possibilities. So you just need to have fun with it. And if you have any questions, be sure to reach out. Thank you.